Thank you for joining me today back at my channel here. I'm so glad that you've joined me. Today we're going to be talking about how I make French press coffee. Maybe not the way I should based on what some coffee experts say, but the way that I do. And you know what? It tastes pretty great. So stick around. Roll the intro. All right, well, hey, thank you for being back here. There are a number of ways to make coffee these days. There's the old standard electric coffee pot drip system with either the paper cone or the paper flat bottom filters. There, of course, are percolators, although I don't think anybody does that anymore. I don't know, but I grew up seeing people do that. Then, as I was growing up, there was the Melita style, that paper cone filter, which now has become part of, modernized into the Chemex and the pour overs. It's all the same sort of system, it seems to me. Maybe there's something different. Again, I'm not the expert. But then there's the vacuum style or the siphon. I'll show a video on that someday. I love that one. It's not necessarily the best coffee. It might be, actually. I don't know. But it sure is entertaining and it's fun to watch. Then there are, of course, the electric single-serve coffee machines that we have, the Keurig or the Tossimos or the Nespressos. We've landed on the Tossimo, and I'll do another video explaining why I prefer that machine for the single serves. And then my favorite coffee maker is French press. And so I'd like to share with you why and how I make it. So just stick around here and go ahead and like and subscribe if you would. You might want to wait till the end of the video because there's still a lot more to come to prove that you really like this, right? So the standard French press are made by a company by Bodum. They make, I think, most of them. I'm sure not all of them, but every brand I ever see is a Bodum. This is the standard Chambord style, 51 ounces. You go to their website, they've got dozens of styles. This one here is a fun little I love this graphic stainless steel exterior. This is called their Eileen style. And I rarely use it because I like a lot of coffee. When I drink coffee, I drink that whole pot. I know. I'm one of those people that loves coffee, but it doesn't affect me. I don't get the caffeine rush or high. It doesn't wake me up. It doesn't keep me up. And I know, go ahead and send me hate mail if you want for those of you that are really affected by it. Wish that you could drink more. And so there's that. Then I've got a number of other supplies that I've bought over the years. This is a fun little set that I bought from Starbucks a long time ago. It's got this little 4-minute timer because that's how long you steep the coffee. It's got the 2-ounce scoop. It's got a bamboo stir stick for the grinds when you add the water, and then for cleanup it's got the spatula to pull the grinds out of the pot. And then all that comes out and you've got a 8-ounce measuring cup. Do I use this? No. It makes fun display piece for my coffee station. The only thing I use is this, and I'll explain why I don't use the other items. Partly because I guess I'm too pragmatic and lazy. Whichever one you want to say. Pragmatic sounds more noble, doesn't it? But maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know, but I make some good coffee, I think. So, let's get to showing you how I make it. First off, I get my grounds. Now, there's a lot of debate on whether or not you should use fresh grounds, buy them whole beans and grind them, or get them pre-ground. Obviously, I mean, it really does go without saying that you should do whole bean and grind them fresh each time. And when I was doing coffee, once a week on Saturday mornings, making my own coffee, then I would do that. And then during lockdown, when I'm going through a pound of coffee, very quickly, I don't want to grind it every day. That just takes a while. So yeah, again, Here's the lazy or pragmatic, I don't know. But I choose to just go through it and get it done and have it done for me. Now, I put 4 scoops in this size. That's what I figured out suits my taste. If you like less strong coffee, then just use less coffee, obviously, or a blend that is less strong. Okay, come in close. Listen to me carefully here, because this is one of the things that is my pet peeve of all pet peeves. There are a lot of people who make coffee and are specialists in coffee, and God bless them for becoming experts, and I learn so much from them. But sometimes it comes off as the right way versus the wrong way. Now, I know there are some things in life where right and wrong methods make all the difference. But some people try to tell you that coffee should taste a certain way. It should be bright and clarified and citrus notes and all this sort of stuff. I hate that kind of coffee. If I go into Starbucks and I ask for their Pike's Place, I would rather have my toenails pulled out than drink that stuff. Does that mean I dislike Starbucks? No, I love Starbucks. I love Starbucks. But there are different flavors because there are different tastes. And I had somebody come into my house and we were making coffee together and I started to pull out the beans I used. He says, "Oh, that's not the right way to make coffee." I said, "Are you kidding me? It may be not your preferred way." So you do you and get the coffee you like. I like the deepest, darkest, smokiest, earthiest. Those are tones, those are notes of coffee flavors that I like. If it's bright, citrusy, floral, don't serve it to me, please. There's just no way to make that stuff taste good to my preferences. So, I happen to use the espresso blend from Starbucks. I know there are a lot of other blends that are really good. I love some of the coffee at Philz Coffee if you've got one of those around you. I love really deep, smoky coffees. The espresso works good for me because it's rich and smooth, and so that's what I do. All right, done with my little rant, my little soapbox. Let's get back to me. Grounds inside your coffee pot, you want to add hot water. I happen to be really, really lucky that we have this hot water dispenser in our house. And so I don't have to use an electric kettle or a teapot, to boil water. I just come every morning and get hot water. It's scalding, it's hot to the taste, so it's a perfect temperature to make the coffee. Now what you're supposed to do is you put a little bit of water in the grounds, and as I've learned, you're supposed to stir it at that point to make sure the grounds are fully saturated before you continue and fill the pot, because you don't want some dry grounds floating on the top as you begin to press, because then the coffee can't be extracted properly. Again, I don't like to use this, maybe again because I'm lazy. Yeah, because I'm lazy. I don't want to wash another thing. So I just put the water in and do a squish and make sure all the grounds get wet. And then I go down the sides to make sure that all those grounds get reincorporated into there. And I go around in circles just to agitate the grounds a bit so that they will extract that flavor nicely. And then once it's full up, I obviously stop pouring the water and put this pot aside. All right, there you have it. A pot full of hot water and the coffee grounds. Now at this point, you take the lid and you set it on top there, making sure that that comes over here so that the coffee will pour out when you're done. Of course, you can spin that around after the fact. And you depress the pole, the press here, about a quarter of the way down, and you let it steep for 4 minutes. So let's just all stare at this coffee pot for 4 minutes. Okay, that's silly. Let's fast forward it. Could you tell how fast it was moving? Okay, we are done. Okay, now that we're done, we just gently press the screen down,
Okay,
and then you're
coming
ready to
close.
pour your
Rant time
coffee.
again. Some people will tell you that you should, before pressing that down, take the lid and the screen off and skim the top of the grounds with a spoon gently, not to agitate it anymore because you should be done extracting the ground flavor. But take those grounds out and dispose of some of them, and then press down. Some say press all the way, as you saw me do, and some say just press partially. Now, one of those is James Hoffman. He says to press all the way, but he's the one that I first heard who says to take the layer of grounds off. And far be it from me to argue with him. His channel is phenomenal. He's a barista world champion, owns his own coffee company, and is just brilliant in what he does. But honestly, I can't be bothered with doing that. I've gone to a lot of fine coffee shops and they always just press it down. So I think this may be a matter of opinion. And then, of course, the guy who said to not press it all the way down, that just doesn't make sense because it is the pressing and the compacting of the grounds that helps to stop further extraction. And you don't want those grounds to be agitated and moving around. You want them to be compact so that when you pour the coffee, you're not getting more sediment stirred up and more extraction happening. So there you go. Now, one of the reasons that I think they want the grounds removed is this idea of having a clear cup of coffee, clarified, less sediment, less grounds in it. Here's another little rant of mine. The whole point of French press, folks, is that you don't want a clarified cup of coffee. You want it a little more viscous, a little richer, a little fuller. I kind of like some of the sediment. I like the viscosity going over my tongue. If you want a clarified cup of coffee, use the filters. Go to Chemex. Use those sorts of varieties that just keep all that sediment out and you get a nice, smooth, clear liquid. If that's your preference, go for it. But if you want French press, you're going to get the sediment. You're going to get some of that, and that's what makes it unique and special. It's a couple steps off of Turkish coffee, right? Where it's just sort of stand your spoon up inside of it. This isn't like that, of course, but that's what you like about French press, so let it be what it's meant to be. Okay, rant over.
All right, once you're done, go ahead and be very careful. This is quite hot. Some people talk about the glass being fragile and they break these. You can buy replacement parts if you do that. I've had this for 20 years at least. Never broke a single one of these. You just need to be a little careful with it. But then pour your coffee out into your favorite glass. Of course, you see my very tall Starbucks glass adorned with ornaments because I'm the ornament guy. I hope you'll visit my other website called starbucksornament.com and check out that collection if you're so interested. But otherwise, just enjoy your great cup of coffee. Look at that. You can see the sediment kind of floating on top there. You can see the layer of oils. That is what carries flavor in coffee, in food in general, are the fats, the oils. If you strip all of that out, you strip a lot of the flavor out. And so this is what makes French press special and wonderful. So put it in your favorite cup, add your sugar, add your cream if you prefer. Sometimes I do use a little bit of cream, in part because, again, I like that thicker texture going over the top of my tongue. I prefer that experience, and so that's how I drink it. I don't personally ever add sugars. I just like that. Now, putting it in your favorite cup, does that change the taste? It absolutely doesn't. Of course it doesn't, but it changes your experience, and so I like this tall cup. I have some other great cups that are enjoyable too. I've got my Disneyland monorail. I've got a Starbucks Moscow that I bought actually in Moscow myself. Enjoyed going to the very first Starbucks within the first year that it was open. That was an exciting experience for me. And then we have a set of these mugs, just a classic, nice, big
ceramic mug with the copper metal plate, logo plate on there. But I almost always drink this coffee in this mug on my morning cup of joes. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed making a pot of French press with me. I wish you could taste it. It's so good. Smells so good. The flavor is great. Rolls across my tongue. That's why I like coffee. It is so good. Hey, if you've made it this long, I've said something you've enjoyed. You know, most people who do watch my videos haven't subscribed yet, so I hope that you would do that. Help this channel grow. We're a relatively new channel. And hey, why don't you consider supporting me by clicking that link to buy me a coffee? That's a way to send a little money my way so that I could keep making these videos, and I would appreciate your help with that. And then like it, subscribe, click for notifications when I post new videos, and let me know that you like this kind of video. And leave some comments below on whether or not you agreed with my rants. If you, far be it from me again to argue with James Hoffmann, but it seems I did. So, as I said in the beginning, make coffee the way I should or the way I do. I showed you the way I do. Have a great time enjoying your coffee or whatever it is you like to drink, and I'll see you back real soon. Bye-bye.